Well, shifting focus towards the legislative session, a bill signed into law this week would change that electronics that your kids are allowed to bring to school during teaching hours. State Senator Beth Mizell authored the law. It prohibits students from entering school properties with a switch on cell phone or other electronic communication devices. The law would also prevent students from bringing cell phones onto school buses as well. If a student chooses to bring their cell phones despite this restriction, then the phone must be powered off and away from sight. Punishments for ignoring the restrictions can be any form of student-based disciplinary action that includes suspension from school. Senator Mizell claims that the law is nothing but beneficial for the school system by eliminating a common distraction in the classroom.
This is one of those rare situations where it's good for the students and it's good for the teachers. The Teacher of the Year testifying in committee, teachers and workforce groups have said this is the biggest distraction they're fighting against in the classroom. So far, this has been done nationally by Utah, Florida. It's pending in Oklahoma, Vermont, Kansas, because it's an unheard of situation to control that in the classroom.
The law went into effect the second it was signed by Governor Landry.